Welcome to the Workbench. I'm Doug. Have you ever experienced erratic or loose tension on the bottom side of your fabric? Well, that may be because your upper thread tension area may have some lint and fuzz or a piece of thread lodged up in it. So let me show you how you might be able to resolve that problem. Whenever you would remove a cover, whether it's this one for tension cleaning or the free arm cover, if you ever wanted to clean out the lower area, which I give you instruction for and you're maintaining your machine from home, you always want to make sure that you have your power switch turned off, okay? Because there's electronics in here. Sometimes you could accidentally run the machine. We definitely don't want that. And then to remove that cover, there's a little cap that goes over a locking screw, and there's a hole in it. So with a straight pin or a needle, go through that hole, lift that up and away. Once you do, you're going to see a Phillips screw that locks this tension mechanism. Okay, now with the Phillips screwdriver, I prefer a little bit larger one, a number 2 to be exact. You want to come in from the top and remove that Phillips screw. Okay, it also helps maybe to have that tip magnetized. Okay, now once that screw is removed, lifting from the back gently, just angle up and slide it off to the side. Ooh, what is that? Okay, so this is your automatic tension system that we have in many of our baby lock sewing and embroidery machines. So it automatically sets your tension for you for all your different types of stitches that you use. Okay, so you actually have a motor here that will rotate to add your tension, not only through your original tension disc, but also through a pre-tension, which is designed to somewhat detangle your thread so you don't get tight knots, but also to hold a slight pressure on your thread as it's going through your main tension disc. Okay, so it's important that this be clean. You know, if you ever removed your thread from a reverse order or got some thread jammed up in this area, it could restrict your thread tension. And then it, of course, when you look at the bottom, it's going to look loose. So suggest that maybe you rotate this counterclockwise, and that will lift this area up and open your tension disc. If you were to see any threads, then you can reach in with your tweezers. Or you could use a little bit of Candor just in this spot. Okay, but when using Candor, you have to be careful. Okay, because these have a freon in it to give you your pressure. So if you lean this down underneath, you see that spray, right? So always make sure to hold your can upright. Okay, and just give this a light touch in between your tension discs, just to ensure that there's no thread or lint that could develop underneath your pre-tension plate. Okay, and then there's actually a little flapper that I mentioned that, you know, if your presser foot's down, it won't allow you to go any further than take-up lever. Okay, so when you raise your presser foot, the same motor opens up your tension disc to allow your thread to flow through, and it opens that little flapper plate so that you can get through to your take-up lever. Okay, this is something I may suggest if you get having some major upper thread tensions. Okay, now to reinstall that cover, there's a little finger on this cover that has to fit into a little opening on the front side. So as you position this up to the machine, you want to angle that little notch so that cover is nice and smooth here, and the back will set back into place pretty easily. And then reattach your Phillips screw coming from the top. Okay, and then position this cap back into place. Now there's 3 little prongs here to kind of lock that in place, so it could be a little tricky sometimes. I've always learned to position a needle or a little straight pin into that hole first. And if I use that, this will help to get the angle flat as I snap it back into position. I hope that may resolve some issues that you may have been having on your upper thread, but just keep in mind It's always suggested that you take your machine in on a yearly basis to your local baby lock retailer. Now that you know, get out and sew.